Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you a clip to watch from the woke utopia of Portland. How many times have we seen crazy things happening in Portland? Sad things, pathetic things, counterproductive things. If it's not Portland, it's Seattle. If it's not Seattle, it's New York. If it's not New York, it's Washington DC. If it's not Washington DC, it's Los Angeles. If it's not Los Angeles, it's San Francisco. What do all of these things have in common? They have a D next to their name, yeah? They are vote blue no matter who, hell holes, and you get what you vote for. As did the homeowner of this house, a woman. Now, this is a CCTV camera that she has in her, what appears to be her main bedroom. Because the utopia in Portland is now so fantastic that people actually need to put CCTV cameras in their own homes to protect themselves, okay? Because law enforcement has been neutered to the point of inefficiency, yeah? So, this collapsed person here on the bed, that isn't the homeowner. The homeowner comes in, as you're going to see, and they find that there is an intruder in the house, right? Passed out on the bed, no qualms, no fear of repercussions, nothing. Okay, then when the homeowner realizes what's happening, an altercation occurs. Later on down the line, the intruder is arrested, but can you guess what happens in the utopia of Portland? He is bailed out almost immediately. Yeah, almost immediately, straight back on the streets, because there is no accountability. Alright, anyway, look, let's get into this clip. If you haven't yet though, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell, and share the footage, share the video around. You can also become a member, a channel member of the Hoggcast. I have 8 amazing, beautiful members who honour and humble me that they support the Hoggcast by becoming a member. I'm also on Rumble. I'm uploading every video I make on YouTube also to Rumble, because I am shadow banned and deboosted on YouTube because we are conservative commentators. Okay, let's go.
Kelsey Smith describes a disturbing encounter, finding a stranger curled up in her 10-year-old's bed Tuesday. Smith says she was on her back deck when her...
I'm sorry for interrupting it so quickly. I was under the impression this was the master bedroom. Turns out it's the kids' bedroom. Imagine if they had been in there. Right.
Dog started to go crazy. The mother tells us she ignored them for a minute because no one rang the bell. But ring cam video shows that's because the intruder walked right in. Smith says she decided to investigate when her dogs kept barking, thinking it might have been a mouse.
But when I got close enough, I realized it was a body, and I thought it was my husband.
Gail? Watch as she calls his name before realizing the person in bed is not her husband, but a barefoot intruder. Smith says the woman then picked up an ottoman and chucked it at her before running away. And while she tells us the home invader was later picked up by police, she says her home was only the second of 3 to be hit by the suspect that day.
Good God. Right, this person clearly has no fear of repercussions at all. This is the true legacy of leftism, of left-wing dominance in society, because as we've said, right-wing people have lost their confidence, plus as well as that, conservative people in general just want to be left alone, yeah? They want to live their lives in peace. Leftists, they want to win, they want to control, they want to dominate. It's like Sauron out of Lord of the Rings, yeah? They pour all of their malice and hatred and their will to dominate, yeah, into whatever it is they're doing. And that has created, over the last generation, a situation where actions never have any consequences, right? Conservatives and people on the right will be punished for things that they didn't do, and leftists will be rewarded for bad things that they did do. And it's created an intense imbalance in society where nobody really knows what's going on anymore, because the rules seem to change on the fly depending on who you are, what you are, and so there's no standard, okay? And left-wing people in general are just allowed to get away with whatever, okay? This person here, As I said, before she left, she threw a box of something at the homeowner and then just left. This person just walked in. I would bet my bottom dollar that this person's probably homeless now, probably has addiction issues or whatever, maybe not. Probably mental health issues, maybe not. But I would say that this person has been hanging around with the academics, probably as an academic themselves, and probably sees homeowners as bad people who are privileged and who they have something that should be hers. This person's entitled to what those white people in their houses, yeah. That this person's white as well, but you know what I mean with leftists. You know how they, even though they'll be white themselves, they'll point at white people and they'll go, "You're white and privileged." I'm sure you know what I mean, yeah. So this person clearly has an axe to grind, sees herself as entitled to just barge in, yeah, to anywhere, because this person's actions have never been met with consequences. As we just heard, that this person did it to 3 other properties on the same day, out on bail. What is even the point at this point? At that point, what is the point in having a police force, right? For what? I mean, what do you do, right? Why don't you just close all the courts and the prisons and everything? If you're not going to do your job, why have the job in the first place?
She started by going up to my neighbor 2 doors down and urinating on their porch. And then she came directly over to my house, came in, crawled up into the bed, and that whole thing happened. They actually found her 5 minutes later around the corner trying to break into somebody else's house. So what happens the next time that she breaks into somebody's house and they have a gun?
As a lifelong resident, Smith...
So this is the pathological altruism that I'm talking about with leftists in Portland, yeah? What if she breaks into the next person's house and that person has a gun? That person will defend their property, hopefully, and if they don't, well, you never know. If they do defend their property, they will likely be arrested themselves. That's the Portland that you live in, lady. That's the Portland that you voted for. So keep on keeping on with that pathological altruism and see where it gets you, yeah? Because right now, people are allowed to just waltz into your house, into your children's bedrooms. And they get out. In Britain here, we have a very soft law, a criminal justice system, but I'll tell you this. If you did that here in England, bail wouldn't be on the table, yeah. If you'd done what she had done to those 3 properties, it wouldn't. The judge, in fact, your own lawyer would laugh you out of court if you said, "Well, can I get bail?" No, you can't.
Says she feels more needs to be done to help address the city's mental health and homeless crisis. We reached out to the Joint Office of Homeless Services for a response, and while they weren't available to speak today, just 2 weeks ago the county said this about safety concerns regarding homeless camps in neighborhoods.
Vast majority of folks are not dangerous who are outside there.
I would bet your bottom dollar that this person, Dennis Thuriau, or however you pronounce his surname, this well-spoken, kind of effeminate la-di-da type lives nowhere near it. Yeah, he'll live nowhere near it. Yeah, he's going to tell you who literally had a person traipsing through your child's bedroom unannounced, invaded your home, your personal space. He's going to tell you that you've got nothing to worry about.
Just as likely to be victims of crimes too. And that's why we want to get them the housing resources. That's why we want to get them the sheltering resources.
During that interview, the county also said to fully address the homeless crisis, the city will need to focus on the lack of job opportunities and affordable housing. But
they don't want to work.
But until that happens, Smith says residents should rely on their neighbors first.
Find your village, talk to your neighbors, Make sure you trade contact information and look out for each other, because they're going to be your first line of defense.
Is that the society you want to live in? I mean, don't get me wrong, looking out for your neighbours is fine, right? But if you have to create a neighbourhood watch, 24-hour neighbourhood watch scheme to protect your homes from the mobs of people that are living in these camps that the government refuses to do anything about, maybe it's time for a change. Maybe you should vote for the guy with the R next to his name. Give it a try. Yeah, just try it, right? You leftists are always saying that change is good, but it doesn't ever seem to affect you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you leftists never embrace change yourself, yet you insist on foisting it on everyone else. It's like the Martha's Vineyard situation, where just 50 of the 2 million that have came across since the Biden regime took power, yeah, you know what I mean, wink wink, 50 out of 2 million, and Martha's Vineyard are saying, we can't keep them here, we don't have the services, we don't have the housing. Really? That sounds awfully ism and ist of you, here on both sides of the pond. As conservatives, working class people who live on the housing estates, who have a genuine housing problem, young native born British people here, young families, they can't find anywhere to live. Nowhere. Unless it's miles and miles away from the area that their family lives in, that they grew up in. Why? Because there's a genuine housing crisis. Why? Because of never-ending tides of human beings arriving unannounced and uninvited. Yeah. But you guys in Martha's Vineyard that have just 50 people, even though you are all wealthy beyond belief, it's okay for you to say there's no space. Why is that? Where is your standard? Right? Because you leftists, you don't seem to have one. Anyway, look, I'll leave it there. That's the end of the clip. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.